One of the companies that's made huge movements in the last few years is Gulf Air, and I'm delighted to talk to their CEO, Captain Alawi. Now, Gulf Air is a brand we've known for a very long time, but you've had to go through a number of changes, predominantly because of COVID. How, as an airline, are you dealing with the resurgence of air travel with tourism?
That's a great question. I think the first thing we should talk about is COVID. COVID hit the industry with a big surprise, and nobody fathomed the depth of the problem or how long it was going to be for. So for us, Gulf Air, we never stopped flying. We continued our work, and of course, the number of flights had been reduced. So we started by doing repatriation flights, where we brought the Bahrainis back. But then we realized that the problem worldwide is bigger than just Bahrain. So we had lots of Europeans who were stuck, holidaymakers, obviously, in the Far East. So we did a lot of work. We brought them back from, for example, the Philippines or Thailand to Bahrain, and then onward to UK, to France and Germany. And that was a fantastic thing for us to do, supporting the world. After that, we continued. Bahrain being an island, and the causeway connecting us to Saudi Arabia was in a shutdown situation due to COVID. So that's where we sprang to action, and we decided to support our nation, which is Bahrain. So we started by bringing in food supplies, and we converted our aircrafts temporarily to manage the cargo on the passenger cabin. So we brought in a lot of food supplies and the PPE supplies, the vaccinations, equipment for medical care. So that was during COVID. Then COVID subsided by the beginning of this year, around March time. So there was the revenge flying. So people just wanted to fly after the lockdown of 2 years. So what we did was we sprang into action again. We're being agile and nimble. We managed to increase our network, increase the frequencies to the different destinations we fly. We added summer destinations. This summer we actually started flying to Rome, to Nice, to Milan, to Manchester. So these were new additional routes that we did. And then we did Mykonos, Santorini, Sharm el-Sheikh, Alexandria, Salalah, and Oman. So we kept just adding more and more destinations to cope with the traffic we have. Of course, that was not an easy mission because, as you will know, the restrictions in Europe. So we got out of one restriction, which was the COVID, straight into the restrictions. For example, UK, and I'm just using this because I believe you know all about it. There was a cap of about 100,000, which affected us in and out. On top of that, we had difficulties, and we still suffer with it, the luggage, the ground handling, and stuff like that in Europe. But hopefully by next year, maybe the manpower would be brought up to the standard required to save the airlines.
As a passenger, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? We'd all hope that too. Route changes then, you've discussed, or you mentioned there have been some additional routes that you've added to it. What about fleet changes as well?
Yeah, the fleet has changed. We commissioned our new fleet in 2018. In fact, we started a new strategy, which is the boutique strategy. So the boutique strategy, as you will know, some of the bigger airlines in the neighborhood and worldwide, the number of passengers they carry is significantly higher than us. So we decided to utilize the boutique model, in which we have the personalized touch, because we're carrying less passengers. But our seat configurations on the Dreamliner, the choice of the Dreamliner and the Neos are all contributing to the boutique service we provide. So we purchased the 787 and started them flying in 2018. And they do two things really. They give us the boutique service we're looking for, the comfort to the passengers we're looking for, as well as the fuel savings that we're looking for as an airline, which contributes to the CO2 emission. So these new airplanes, the new generation airplanes with those Rolls-Royce engines or CFM engines that we use in Gulf Air, contributes to a reduction of CO2 emission or fuel burn somewhere between 15 to 20%, which we are proud of. because that's our contribution to protecting the world and reducing the CO2 emission. We used actually sapphire fuel to demonstrate that we are able to do a lot of things. One of them was using the sapphire fuel, or the new friendly fuel, when we did the fly pass over the Formula One 2 consecutive years. And we have used it as well in a long sector, just to show the world that we are ready to use the sapphire fuel once it becomes available at reach and a reasonable price. So this is where we attend, of course, as you know, the IATA meetings, and there was an IATA meeting for the reduction of the CO2 by 2050. So that is our contribution and readiness to the world.
Environmental contributions and helping the environmental I suppose cause looking forward is one thing, but humanitarian aid is another one as well. And you recently signed a deal to help Pakistan with humanitarian aid. Was this a one-off, or is this something that Gulf Air do regularly when it comes to charitable work?
Another great question, thank you. We actually did more than Pakistan. Maybe I'll start with Afghanistan. When the Afghanistan situation happened, as the United States were pulling out, we were one of the first airlines in the world to say we will support this evacuation mission. So we started flying more than 3,000 people from Bahrain to the United States and to air bases in Germany. And that was one of the biggest contributions that we participated in worldwide. Of course, that was for humanitarian aid. And I'm very proud to say that the United States government thanked the Bahraini government for its support, and thanked us as Gulf Air as well for the work we have done. Now, recently, the floods in Pakistan, yes, we have signed with the humanitarian aid as well to carry and support the mission. So that's one of the missions that Gulf Air does. Bahrain is small, Gulf Air is small, but we have a big effect on the world by supporting the different missions.
Which is fantastic to hear, it really is. Now, also recently, we're talking about things that you're up to at the moment, but recently Skytrax awarded you the world's most improved airline 2022. That must have been a fantastic thing to achieve as an airline. But how did you go about this award, achieving this award? Because it's no mean feat at all, is it?
No, it's not actually. When I joined just about over 5 years ago, Gulf Air was number 89 in the ranking of the world. So we had a plan to bring us further and further towards the leading airlines. So we started bringing our ranking down and down as well as we could. And that was done by the introduction of the newer airplanes, the improvement in service, the coaching of our staff, the seamless travel experience that we managed to do. Year 2021, we were ranked at 44. And 2022, we were shocked and surprised and honored to be number 22 in the world. So that was a huge jump for us. So we got a phone call from Skytrax to tell us that we won this trophy, and we were only too pleased to fly to the UK to receive it. In fact, I flew the airplane out of London with the trophy, and I can't tell you how happy I was.
I can imagine. See, you had a very nice shiny trophy to fly back, but you've also flown some other very, very, very important people, shall we say. Talk us through that, because I know that you actively flew as well.
Yes, His Majesty the King of Bahrain invited the religious leaders from all around the world to attend a meeting to talk about improvements in communication and how friendly Bahrain is in terms of the different nationalities, different religions, and so on. It's one of the friendliest countries in the world, in my opinion. So I was very lucky and honored to fly His Holiness the Pope back to Rome from Bahrain. So that was a fantastic mission to do and command the airplane while he was there. So yeah, I'm very pleased. I can't tell you how pleased I am to be in position to do that. I'm the luckiest man.
He's probably quite lucky they had you as a captain as well, I have to say. But let's finish this off with Gulf Air and some of the achievements you've made, because we're talking about women in the workforce and also on the flight deck. And most importantly, on the flight deck, we're talking captains in the main seat, you know, like you are. And you had the first female captain in the GCC aboard Gulf. So that must be an amazing thing for you as well. But what about the diversity when it comes to the workforce and how you get more women into these top roles and make it more of a everyday occurrence so it's not a talking point?
I think we have to go a bit deeper than just how we feel or what is our mission as Gulf Air. We have government push to support the female workforce. And of course, we in Gulf Air encourage that and support it. So we have more than one female working at different jobs. We have engineers, we have pilots. And you're correct, we had the first captain in our area or the Gulf states to be a female captain. So what we do is we promote her a lot. So she promotes the job to the others. We have Bahraini cabin crew, we have engineers as females, and we have pilots. Today, in fact, we have 2 pilots or 2 captains, female captains with us. And we've got some more first officers as female first officers. We encourage them. I meet them personally as well and encourage them. And, you know, we do all these different exposure that we give them to encourage people, the females to come to Gulf Air and join us, where we can train them and prepare them for the future workforce.
And we hope to see more of that. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much for the interview.